Here, you know what? Let me actually.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for the audio error right then. We were trying to get our audio squared away. Got a big time event tonight, $50 on the line. We'll get into that in a moment, but first, we are joined by none other than Mr. Chris Carroll. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, Tanner Marr. Getting ready to do this thing.
Getting ready to get to it and do it as qualifying is underway now. We are also joined by a very special guest into the booth right now. He helped sponsor tonight's event, put $25 up to match FiveKings Motorsports $25, and ended up getting home late. Couldn't make the race, so said, screw it. I'll broadcast with you boys. Dalton Creech, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good, man. Excited to be up here with you guys and commentating this race. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is definitely going to be a lot of fun. Now, before we even get into the action, as you're saying, Sam, I'm going right there on track right now. Talk to us about Mr. All Time Gaming. I know you said you do it on Facebook and YouTube, but I take it it's streaming. You stream, right? What kind of games you
Yeah.
streaming?
Yeah, so typically it's just iRacing. I started the channel with the intention of doing a little bit of everything, but really just kind of fell in love with streaming the iRacing stuff. Originally, I started on Twitch and YouTube, and then kind of stepped away from Twitch a little bit and started doing some Facebook stuff. And Facebook has really taken off for me here recently, so plan on sticking with that. If you're interested in watching, of course, I stream all of my races, typically Sunday, Tuesday, and then right here at Crooked Line on Wednesday. So just look up Mr. All Time Gaming on Facebook or YouTube, and be sure to give me a follow. That'd be awesome.
Right on, right on. So we hadn't talked about it yet, but as we're skating into qualifying here, top 24 fastest cars make it. And now, Chris, I know you were pretty fortunate enough. You got out there and drove quite a few laps, right, around the track. What's your takes on the car and the race for tonight?
Well, the car builds tight into the corner the longer you run, and it gets loose off the corner. So it's kind of a driver's track out there. It's going to be slick on exit. We're going to see some self spins. We're going to see some guys get into each other on corner entry. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think patience will pay off at this place tonight with one set of tires.
Oh, we haven't even touched on that yet. But while we do that, let's see. We'll get rid of this, and we'll bring up our race info for the keys to victory tonight. Uh, Heard from Brian Zimmerman during practice, and he basically said, "Take care of your right side tires. You can really wear out the right rear too. So, I mean, if you start doing that over the course of a long run with only one set laying in the pits, then you're going to get really, really loose." And Carol, you hit me with this one. Avoid the mayhem, right? We got no fast repair in the pocket. So if you start near the back, don't try to be a hero, right? Because you probably end up putting your car on a hauler pretty early tonight. And then, of course, Langley, little under half mile, point 36 of a mile track here. So obviously it's a one lane track. Get to the bottom and you better stay there. Make that your home. And like I mentioned, $50 to win tonight. With it being top 24, make it in qual here. It looks like Jason Bauer is currently the last man. We'll call him the gatekeeper right now, boys.
He's on the bubble, boys.
With a 16-1-2. But look at them times at the top of the board there, Carol. Look how close everybody is from first to 14th. Everybody's right there on top of each other.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight field out there, Tanner. I think it's going to be pretty tight racing. You're going to see some aggressive moves. You're going to see some guys that probably shouldn't stick their nose where they're going to stick it. And, we're going to see who's who at the end of the race, I think.
I completely agree. Now, folks, as soon as qualifying is concluded here, race control, they'll take about 5 minutes and a warm-up period. That will let them get the grid set, let the people that ultimately didn't make the show get their haulers, get them off the track, get them out of here. So while we have this brief intermission moment here, I'm going to send it trackside for today's National Anthem, and then we'll be back at it. So we'll be back in a moment.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So it was funny.
Alrighty, folks, thank y'all for that. Thank you to Joshua Rutherford for his great rendition of the National Anthem over at Mullet Music Productions. Easy for me to say. We're speaking with Chris Carroll while we were in that short little intermission period there. Chris, you said you had a driver you wanted to dial up and see if you can find. Who you want to chat, and we'll see if we can get him up here.
I'll get Guy Barrett up here.
The
O2
O2
Guy Barrett, I
machine.
haven't talked to him for a while.
He is yours, Mr. Guy Barrett. You're in the booth.
Guy Barrett, you're up in the TrueSimProductions racing booth here. I wanted to ask you a few questions if you got a copy there.
Yeah, I got you, Chris.
This on the sim looks really similar to our home track at Western Speedway here. How close does it drive to the real thing there, Guy?
This track here's seems to have a lot more grip, especially now the race, the sun's down. I noticed it just in the warm up there. It's cars got a little more grip than we did in qualifying and racing. So it's kind of got a bit more banking than the home track that I'm used to, but I think it's going to be a fun race tonight.
Well, I'm gonna pick you in the pool tonight, Guy, because it's similar to our home track, and it looks almost the
You
same.
just jinxed him, brother. You completely jinxed him. You gave him the broadcaster's curse.
Wow, he's pretty good at these flat tracks. So I'm gonna take him in the pool, Tanner. Who do you got in the pool?
I don't know. It's tough. But Guy, I want to ask something real quick too. Where are you starting at? Where'd you qualify? I didn't even get to see.
Oh, I think I'm 18th or 19th.
So
So I kind of was a little too conservative on my qualifying lap there. I just wanted to make sure I got it in
Right.
clean.
wanted to make sure you got the lap in to make the race. That's smart. I mean, starting 18th like that, 200 laps. That's a long race. What's the outlook for you in the O2 machine? Starting the event tonight.
Well, for me, it's going to be about surviving the carnage and just being there towards the last 50 laps of the race. I'd be really happy if I come out of this with the top 10 and, not a whole lot of incidents. But this is a bull ring, and there's a lot of guys here, so we'll just see how it all plays out.
Right on that, buddy. Well, good luck to you, Mr. Barrett. Maybe we'll be talking to you at the end of this thing, $50 richer possibly. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good luck in the broadcast tonight.
Yes,
Go get him,
sir.
Guy. Be patient up there.
Alrighty, and now, Mr. Creech, I think there was somebody you wanted to holler at too, but I'm not even seeing them in Discord. So, Mr. Brandon Elvis, if you can make yourself up to Discord, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love the opportunity to talk to Brandon. I know I've raced with Brandon for a long time, and these short, flatter tracks have always been really strong for him. On the flip side of that too, he's pretty good about staying out of trouble. So I think he has a great opportunity to be there at the end of this race.
He was very, very good at Myrtle Beach. It was Elvis, I believe Coleman, and one other. I can't remember who the third guy was, but they were really strong at Myrtle Beach. And I mean, I know this track don't look like Myrtle Beach. It's not turtles like Myrtle Beach, but it kind of feels and drives like Myrtle Beach because it is a flatter style oval.
Absolutely. You know, Myrtle Beach is actually Brandon's home track. That's a track he grew up racing on. So I know that, like, that style of track, like you were saying, it's not shaped like Myrtle Beach, but it kind of has traits similar to it. It's just always been strong at these flat tracks, man.
So keep an eye out on the 54 here, as waiting to hear from Race Control or Brandon Elvis, see if we can get him over in the Discord. If not, we'll holler at him at some point tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't see him in the Discord
I
tonight.
don't see him right now, but he could pop in a little bit. I'm excited about tonight, folks. I mean, $50 on the line. It's not a lot of money, right? But it's more money than what you were going to do doing nothing, right? And these guys were going to race anyways, right? Because we love to race, we love to compete. But I mean, Carol, you're somebody, you've won a lot of these money races for Crooked Line Racing, right? Do you approach these money races any different, or do you race them as just a typical normal race?
You just got to treat it like a normal race. I mean, the money's a byproduct of winning. You got to win first to get the money. So that's how I think about it. I think about that in all sports when I'm playing for money. Is, you know, you do it exactly the same way you do it any other time, and the money is just a bonus, right?
Well, the biggest thing too, Chris, is like being able to stay there till the end of the race. You know, if you push your stuff right here at the beginning of the race and end up getting wrecked, you automatically taking yourself out of the $50, prize pool.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, the only lap that pays is lap 200, Dalton.
Absolutely.
And whatever you can do to get yourself to be at the end, to have a chance on lap 200, that's what you got to do out there. Sometimes it doesn't go to plan. You got to audible. You got to do a whole bunch of stuff. But, I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is keep that car clean first and foremost, and then try and be there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a guy that actually showed me broadcasting, Mr. Mark Brunin from Short Shift Broadcasting. He's actually a road course guy, but the first race I ever called with him, he said something that kind of stuck with me. It's an old cliche saying. It's to finish first you must finish, right? And that kind of stuck with me because a lot of us want to get to the front fast, right? We want to get up there on lap 1, lap 2, but sometimes it's not in the cards. Like we heard from Guy Barrett, right? He qualified 18, so if he comes with the mindset of wanting to get to the front in a hurry, well, he won't see lap 200, right? And I think he knows that. With that being your pick, I'm torn on my pick, Carol. We're gonna see if Dalton, you have a pick yet?
So I don't know. I think that 84 car of Mr. Strickland, he put down a really fast lap in practice. I'm not even sure who he is. He's not a Crooked Line guy.
Right.
But he was putting down really fast laps in practice. Maybe even at the end of the race we can have the opportunity to talk to him. But I think he's got a chance to be up there. Of course, you got fast guys like Zimmerman and I mentioned Brandon Elvis, some of the Crooked Line guys. But I think these guys who aren't Crooked Line are going to give us a run for our money.
Right. Yeah. I would not be surprised to have a non-CLR guy win that. And that's not a knock on the CLR guys. It's just a long race. Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the same Pit Lizard team. So you pick Guy Barrett, Carroll, Creech pick Strickland. I'm going to go Old Belsky, Larry Bell in the 43. He never has great luck in these races, but I think him not having a faster pair, his luck's going to change. And maybe I just jinxed him, right? I'm sure I did. But with him not having a faster pair, I'm going to guess that he is able to keep that 43 nose clean and be there at the end of this thing.
Well, there's a few guys in here to keep an eye on. Nathan Lyons, a few guys I know I've raced with before that are pretty quick in here. I mean, this is a coin toss. This is a long race. This is a lot of things can happen in 400 corners, and no faster pairs is another
Huge.
a big deal. I mean, a lot of these guys are used to racing with one faster pair, so that's going to be a massive deal tonight. That we're going to see who can keep their car clean, really, at the end of this.
Right on, folks. Well, we got about 45 seconds remaining before we hit that grid walk. So we're going to throw it over to Southern Shores Realty, and we will be back in just a moment.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management.
Boys, qualifying on the pole, we have Raymond. We got Aiken starting second, Bogue starting third, a regular Brian Zimmerman starting fourth. A new guy we've never seen before, Jason Gravel starting fifth.
Yeah, and starting in sixth place, you got Bradley Strickland. Of course, that was my pick for this race. Seventh, you got Nathan Lyons. Eighth, Mr. Brandon Elvis. Talked about him a little bit. Ninth, you got Mason Hannell. And 10th, round out your top 10, you got DJ Powell.
And then starting right outside the top 10, it's none other than Mr. Joey Steenburgen in the 18. Then TSP Motorsports' very own Samuel Baumgartner in 91. He's going to be starting in the 12th place spot. A little bit further down the list, Troy Tarbuck, Pit Lizard Performance Guy, in the number 24, starting 13th. Caleb B. Thompson's 14th, and Hunter Waller is playing in the 15th spot starting tonight's event.
Starting on the outside of the eighth row there, my teammate Larry Bell and Pit Lizard Performance. We got Samuel Lawson, a newcomer to the series, starting 17th. Killian McCann starting 18th. Guy Barrett starting 19th, and Anthony Rennick rounding out the top 20.
Yeah, 21st, you got Gerald Ingerick. I'm sure I'm probably butchering that. 22nd, you got Mr. Carson Freeman. 23rd, Chris Clark. 24th, Jackson Bice. And 25th, Mr. Jason Bauer. That'll round out your field for tonight.
That is your field for the Langley Shootout 200, brought to you by Mr. All Time Gaming and FiveKings Motorsports. $50 on the line. Aaron Raymond's going to lead them to the first green of tonight's event. It's the initial start of the race. It's on green. Aaron Raymond, Blaine Aiken, right there on the front row. Reese Bogue, who's been super quick in these cars. I've raced with him a lot in officials and other hosted races. And then I mean, you always got to watch that 28 car when it comes to these late model stock events. Well, in any car, really, but especially these late model stocks. It's almost go time, boys, 200 laps. As now we just wait for that pace car to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. Aaron Raymond gets a great launch, but it looks like Blaine did as well. Now, folks, there's going to be people we don't know because of the way their numbers are situated out here, and we don't see these cars all the time. So if we do miscall you by your name, we do apologize for that. Look at Brian Zimmerman on the high side. We mentioned the low sides where you want to be, and right now, ultimately, the 28's going backwards.
Yeah, he's stuck there on the top side there. He's got to get down to the bottom with a few other guys out there. The guys in the bottom are loving this. They're picking up free spots early, and they're going forward.
Yeah, Zimmerman's definitely, you see him get a little loose right there. Definitely going back. You get stuck on that outside, and we have a caution now. This will be the first caution of the night.
Caution on the speedway, and you know what? It's telling me somebody wrecked a while back. It's telling me Carson Freeman. But this was a few laps ago. Maybe it wasn't a timely yellow for him. Let's go back and see. It should be the 03 car right here in the middle of your screen. Oh, just got a little help from the 60 car.
Yeah, you saw him get a little loose right there off the corner, and the 60 car just kind of held in the gas and ended up getting to the back of him.
And right there, the 03 car goes a lap down. That's a good looking 03 car, by the way.
Yeah, it is a very pretty paint scheme.
The other thing we got to talk about here, Tanner, when you get turned here, you got to get spun around real quick because those leaders come very fast. You're going to get trapped and lap down almost every time.
If you're, I'm going to say 10th on back, Carol, in a 24, 25 car field, if you're 10th on back, you get spun out like that, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you don't get that car turned around dang near instantly, right, you got leaders coming right at you. So we talked with Zimmy a little bit before the race, and he's normally our go-to when it comes to fuel and tire wear and stuff like that. And he was telling us that the fuel they start this race with, they can go about 140 laps, and they can put up to a full tank in it, right? So I don't expect fuel to be an issue, but tires. Only one set of tires laying in the pits. We know these late model stocks, they just chew up the right side tires. Like, just chew them up, spit them out. When's the right time to come get tires? I mean, that's the $1 million question we all think about during these races. When's that right time?
Well, you got to think about 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel, strategy, where everyone else is going to be ahead of you, behind you. So there's a lot to think about to put yourself in a position to be there at lap 200.
Now, typically with our league races, we see people that's in the back, Carol. You've had to do this multiple times whenever you win a race. I'm starting it back next week. If there's an early race caution like this, they'll dip down pit road, go get their fuel there, right? And try to be set for the remaining part of the race. 200 lap race, though, you can't.
Strategies out there.
With 200 laps, so you can't really do that this early, right? You can't expect to come in on lap 7 and not go back in.
Yeah, you're going to have to make a choice, pick your strategy and stay with it and see how it plays out. I mean, you can audible a little bit, but I think more than fuel, I think it's when you take your tires in this race, it's going to make a big difference, and where you're going to wind up after you take them. You
are exactly right. So they're going to re-rack them, restack them, and try it again. Aaron Raymond Blaine, that's still how they were sitting out front. Brian Zimmerman started P5. It looks like he only fell back to 5th, so it looked like he was falling back a lot, but he was actually maintaining his position pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he was falling back there. It's hard on the outside. If you don't get down to the inside line quick, you're gonna lose spots.
As another good jump for the leader. That time Aaron Raymond could control it. He did not have to wait for Barney Fife Jr. That 4-car of Reese, he threw it in there really deep that time. Blaine was not a benefit of a good start that time, and now he's on the outside and having to battle. This is your battle for P2 here. 21 car of Nathan Lyons. He's going to try to put his nose up into the mix as well.
Bit of a chopper with a 2 there. That was pretty close. I don't know who's behind him, but good job on getting on the brakes there.
That was Jason Gravel in the 2 here. But yeah, thought maybe he was going to get in the back of the 21 car of Lions right there.
Yeah, they're singling out a little bit here. I think these guys are smart enough to ride, knowing it's 200 laps. We might get a good race out of this. And we're going to have some sleepers in the back here who are just kind of hanging out and going to wait till the end here. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out.
Well, we're actually riding with Guy Barrett right here. There's another yellow's out on the speedway. It's telling me Jackson Bice may have went around here. See if we can pull it up on TSP record replay. It is the 60 car. Well, we saw these two same song and dance earlier, huh? Maybe not.
He's loose up off the corner.
03 was innocent. I thought maybe we saw a little payback there.
A little payback.
Yeah, I thought that's why I said same song and dance here, but I guess not. I was incorrect. Talk us through that though. Creech just getting on the throttle a little too hard here, flat track, and.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially coming off a 4. 2 doesn't seem, before the race I was able to jump on and do a couple test laps, but coming off a 2 seemed okay. Coming off a 4 was super loose, especially if you're early on that throttle. And there you go. You see it. He just got on that throttle. That rear end kicked out and spun it around on the front stretch.
It was once it lost grip. It looks like he got a little loose right when he picked up the throttle. But once it gets to that point, he did the right thing here. He locks it down. He don't try to drive out of it anymore, right? He mitigates the damage here. He does not go and hit the inside wall. So heads up driving by him in the 60 machine for sure.
What I like what he did there, Tanner, is he didn't put the other drivers at risk. A
right.
lot of guys try and fight that. They go up into traffic and they kill 2, 3, 4, 5
They try to
nights.
drive out of it, right? But
and
right
he just held his line, locked her down, said, I'll fight another day and not kill anybody else. I think that's an admirable move right now.
Yeah, and he was also able to get it started before the leaders come around, so he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap here as well.
You're right. But already 15 laps into tonight's event, these races right here in hosted session, you get a bunch of people that come in here that mix and mingle with the league guys. The league guys, we're accustomed to each other, right? We race with each other every week. But these new guys, when they come in here, they don't know everybody, right? And they may have a chip on their shoulder or whatever. So these hosted races, they normally start off a little messy, right? But when they break off a green flag run here, I mean, you got to start thinking about moving up to the front, even though it is a 200 lap race. And I say all that because they're doing 15-second laps around here. Those laps, you get into a green flag run, you can click off 50, 60 laps before you even blink, really.
Yeah, real quick, I want to go back to something you just said. You know, with the crooked line guys, you know, we have our ingredients. We have the same, you know, we race with the same guys. It's the same thing week in and week out. And now you're starting to throw some things in there that may not gel right away. Not especially not 20 laps into the race. You have guys learning each other, feeling each other out, kind of taking some jabs at each other. And by the end of this race, I think we're going to see a lot of these mistakes that we're seeing now, the spins, the little bit of contact we're seeing. A lot of that's going to clear up because these drivers are going to learn how to run around each other, especially over a 200 lap period.
Absolutely. Aaron Raymond made him wait that time, and look, he did not get the launch he's got all race long right then. I bet he notes that into the memory bank. He waited a long time.
21 car's going to shoot low.
21 car is going low. We have a battle for the race lead here. That all started because Aaron did not get going on that restart. But I'm trying to change the camera angle here. Here we go. Aaron, 68 to the high side, 21 on the low side. Nathan Lyons, he was one of the fastest in practice, and now new race leader out front. But look at Blaine Aiken in the all black Intimidator looking machine here. He's to the inside of 68. 68 got to go to damage control here and trying to lose a lot of spots.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get down to that bottom groove. Those cars are going to train up right there on that bottom and not let him in. He's going to start losing spots. He's definitely got to get down there quick.
You look, he's got three cars lined up. Oh, a little bit of contact between him and the 4 car. Going to send the 4 around, and I'm surprised that was a caution, honestly. Reese, though, going around. This track right here is notorious for not throwing yellows for the guys, right? So he got blessed right here. He may have been on the race surface a little bit still. That's a product of Aaron Raymond trying to get down right then. Like, he just basically was forcing the issue to get down, it looked like. I mean, what do you think, Carol?
I think Aaron spun the tires off the corner a little bit, and his car over-rotated, and the 4 wasn't expecting it, and they got together. That's my guess.
You're probably right.
I think he knew there was no room to get in there, but I think he spun the tires. And see, right about here, his car really over-rotates right there.
It did. I didn't even realize when we were watching it live, the 2, Jason Gravel actually got in the back of the 4 a little bit.
Yeah, it was multiple contacts that sent him around there. The initial contact with Aaron slowed him down, and the car behind him there wasn't ready for it.
I feel like if Aaron does not wait on that restart and fires off early, we saw the first 2 times he gets a great launch off, right? He really made him wait that time, and it was almost like they anticipated it.
From what I felt out there's tire spin. You know, you could really roach the tires, and maybe 20 laps in on a restart, he may have spun the tires up too.
That's also
so it reached to me to KF.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so the 4 car there, you know, when he was coming off of 4, you see him come off the typical groove that you would run at this track, and you know, the 68 car was about a half a lane down off the wall, and there was just not room there for 2 cars. And you know, like you said, coming off these corners and spinning your tires, this track is awful for that. And if you do that, you're just not going to get that launch off the corner. And when you got somebody who did get a good launch behind you, you're going to stack them up, and that's what we saw right there.
And I mean, the 68 was definitely spinning his tires. He's out of the groove, right? He was not in the preferred racing groove up there, and he's just fighting for his life, trying not to lose any more spots. And I mean, he didn't get the bad end of the deal right then, though. He still slotted in 3rd, and the 4 car Reese is back here in 20th. But I know Reese. I know he's still going to be a contender. He just has to keep the front of that Ford. I think it's a Ford Mustang, or maybe it's a Chevy Camaro. What's he got? He has a Chevy Camaro. He's got to keep that 4 car clean.
Well, and a lot of this too is a lot of it's a mind game. You know, the 68 car got shuffled back. He could have got a little flustered there and just made a mistake. You know, we talk about racing incidents and all that, you know, every week, but the mental side of what these guys are doing, when you make a mistake on a restart, automatically your mind starts to try to figure out what you can do to fix what you did wrong.
Go on defense.
Yeah,
instantly.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that 68 car probably did a lot of that, and just kind of lost what he was doing to, you know, when he was fast in those first 20 laps of the race.
Right.
one laps, and you lose the lead, you lose your spot. You
Yeah,
can be
that's-
backwards in the fence. So let's see if he tries to make up for it here, if he's patient. And
Now he's
you
a
know,
little
it's his
younger,
spot.
right? And he's actually, I'm going to be transparent here. He's on probation in Cricket Line Racing, so we're going to see if he can rein it in here. He's done nothing wrong so far, right? But now he's behind the 8 ball. So we're going to keep an eye on the 68 car.
Almost got in the
preferred
back of that 21 car.
He almost did. He's in the preferred lane here. Got past Blaine here. Now he's sliding up into P2. Look at
Oh,
that.
Zimmerman with the old door, Roney.
I was watching the X car right there. Does not have a number. I believe that's Mason Happel or Hanel, and we are under yellow. And oh my goodness, I don't want to tell you who it was. I jinxed him, bro.
You jinx Larry Bell?
I do it every
Larry
time.
Bell.
It never fails. Let's see what happens here. Well,
Almost looks like the 26 had a problem there.
Chris
Can
Yeah,
you
look,
go
Clark.
from the
maybe he was trying. It looks like he was trying to get into pit road and got on the
Yeah,
brakes
maybe
real
so.
hard.
It's Chris Clark right here. Let's see if we can jump on board.
Because he's getting past there, and he's really,
He
he's trying to go to the
downshifted.
pits, I think.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
down. He downshifted in the 3rd gear.
That's tough there for Larry Bell because that really wasn't his fault. Just car slowing down in front of him with no communication.
I don't really see a whole lot of damage to that 43 car. It kind of went up and over him, you know, like.
Well, he got hit hard from the back too, so I don't know if there's any damage back there, but he did get slammed from behind. There it is, right that right rear.
Does have some right rear damage. Luckily, that shouldn't affect him too much here, right? I started worrying about like the radiator and that kind of stuff when you start hitting in the front of these cars. Start overheating late in this racing. But man, oh man, that's annoying right there to be 30 laps in of a 200 lap race and have damage already, not of your doing, right? Not of your fault. I can't really blame either driver there. Maybe Clark should have said I'm pitting if he was pitting. I don't know, but we can't hear that either, right? He may have. Who knows?
The good news
Yeah.
is, though, there is a lot of time in this race to get that car fixed, and maybe it puts him on an alternate strategy and gets
You're
him up
right.
near the front at the
It
end.
changes the pit strategy, right, for him. You're exactly right.
Well, and I think that damage that he's got to that right rear, that 43 car, the only place that I really see that affecting him too much is maybe on corner exit and keeping that car planted to the track. You know, it could later on, if he doesn't get that fixed and just tries to ride it out, it could probably affect getting loose off the corner.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think speed-wise, that's definitely not going to have any issues. Just handling.
Now we did see Martinsville. It was hilarious watching Brian Zimmerman. His car was mangled. It was skewed, and he was the fastest car on the track after that. Right? I don't know if it was helping him rotate the car or what. So maybe Larry Bell can have a good fortune in that aspect because remember that Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman that night was fast with that broke car.
We analyzed his car after the
We
race.
couldn't
and that thing
understand.
was pointing the wrong way.
We
and
couldn't
it
understand
was
why it was so fast. We could not understand why it was so fast to the point where it was you and Zimmerman. Y'all sit there and analyze it, and y'all showed me when I got back on.
We saw that once at Martinsville with Mark Martin. He got hit in the rear, and it did something to that
Joe
rear
Jr.
end.
as
That
well.
car- Yep, that car ripped.
Yep, it happened to Junior's damage was on the front, though. It was like supposedly pulling his brakes down. But we're re-racked, we're restacked now. Aaron Raymond, I know we spoke about him a lot, but when you qualify on pole, make a mistake, then get back to second place, that's a storyline, right? And now he's on the outside lane. Not on the preferred lane. Going to see if he can slot in front of Blaine or if him and Blaine just kind of go toe for toe and they just keep trading it back on these restarts. Whoa, Blaine drove it off in there deep in the solid black car. I'm also watching that yellow car, Mason Hanel, with the X here because
It's been moving up.
he's up 6 spots since he hit the grid.
That 21 car had a fantastic jump. You know, kind of left Aaron Raymond on the outside there, fighting for second place because he had such a good run on that restart.
It's telling me we had a few cars go around here. Maybe Carson Freeman again in the 03. Is he next to the 60 car again?
Here, so
Please tell me that's not the 60 car again. That is the 60 car. Oh. It looked like oh whoa, got wrecked after the wreck too. I'm gonna try to rewind it back quite a bit here. Look like Sam Baumgartner's got a little taparoo there, huh? He looked like he's really slow right there though on the backstretch, didn't
yeah,
he?
he was waiting to see what those guys were doing in front of him. The other guy's like, "I'm coming through. Get out of my way."
Yeah, the
Yeah,
six car was booking it.
That 91 car, you see, got up into the wall in the backstretch, slowed him down a lot, and then tried to come back down in that second lane into turn 3, and I think ended up just cutting off the nose of that 60 car and really had nowhere to go. I don't know that that was the 60 car's fault.
We got
Well,
some
maybe
comms
not.
going off too. These boys are not happy with each other.
That's tough to tell. I'm glad I'm not having to do race control tonight. That's a tough one to call. I don't want to play
Yeah.
ball with that one.
That to me, that looked like, in that replay you just showed, it looked like the 60 car might have come up the track.
But that's the chase cam, right? That's what we always
Yeah.
argue about, because chase cam, no matter what, it always makes it look like you're innocent, or whoever you're watching's innocent.
Yeah.
Kind of weird in that aspect. But I'm glad I'm not race control. I'm just broadcasting tonight. I don't have to message anybody like Dalton and tell them sorry you didn't win. I'm sorry about that too, by the way.
Nah, it's all
Hmm.
good, man. It's all good. You should probably explain that story if
So-
you're gonna talk about it on stream.
Well, we kind of did. We were live when we well, no, we was not live. Yeah, we was. We were live at the very end. $25 for the best average finisher Wednesday night at Five Flags doubleheader, right? Dalton should have been it. Like he if you look at the record book, he did. He had the best average finish. But now he wrecked somebody pretty late in that race and did not claim it. Should have took the EOL if he claimed it, right?
Yeah.
And that would have altered that. Now Dalton, he feels like he wasn't at fault, right? That's the way it is. We all see racing completely different. None of us sees it all the same. That's why I respect that when drivers come to me and be like, "No, Tanner, I don't agree with your call," or I don't agree with the admin's call," because that gives us other sides to the puzzle too, right? Us to see everything.
Oh, absolutely, man. And you know, racing stuff happens. You know, situation with me, car got a little loose, and I didn't check up. You know, according to what the replay had said, I didn't check up and ended up getting in the back of them and getting them around, and I felt like it wasn't really my fault. Now looking back at it, you know, I could have done something a little differently, but I hated that I had to lose that. But at the same time, you know, yeah, at the same time though, I mean, it is what it is.
Another
and,
yellow.
You know, of course, there's no hard feelings, and we're under caution again.
Another
Like
yellow.
Zimmerman had some trouble there. I don't know what happened, but I saw Zimmy in the grass there.
SDK lit up like a Christmas tree there, Carol. So I'm just going to click on the yellow flag and we'll go to, you say Zimmerman?
I saw Zimmerman in the grass at one
Okay.
point. That's all I could.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, he got up into
like
Brandon
He slid up
Elvis.
into Elvis.
Looks like he
there.
may have slid up just a little bit, maybe missed the groove a little. Looks like he cuts it in pretty early here, following the car in front of him, and just kind of pushed up ever so slightly down in the grass.
I think he got underneath that apron and it shoved up.
Yeah,
I think he got on
it
the
was
flat
like-
and wouldn't turn the corner.
It was like he wanted to dime in the corner, but when it got down there to the apron, it just shoved him straight up.
Yeah, Brandon Elvis held his line there through the corner, and when he came up, got into him and just got loose.
But the good news is with the 54 car here, I don't even know if he knew he even got hit right here, bro. Like, he just keeps digging. He might get a little squirrely, but he just keeps going, watch. I never even saw Zimmerman hit him right then, dude. I never
Yeah,
saw.
there was no indication of contact at all.
Like, Elvis is like, "Are you sure you're talking to me, Zimmerman? I don't think you touched me, dude." Like, that's crazy.
No, I guarantee you he heard it.
Oh, he probably felt it too. You had to feel that in the wheel.
Yeah.
Lap number
It appears to
44.
me too, Tanner. I think the two guys up front are teammates. They went at the same time, and Aaron looked really slow in that
I've
race there.
noticed-
We've all been there, and I think they're on the Discord talking.
I've noticed if Aaron's in second and they're lined up 1-3, but that's why I noticed that earlier. I was thinking maybe they're chatting to each other, counting each other down. But it definitely has looked that way.
There's a big jump two cars are getting that one isn't.
60 car coming off pit road. Took some pit service as we've had a few takers down pit road, but not many, honestly. We've had Larry Bell. He's pit for service twice. He came in on lap 23. Had a 16-second stop, so probably got a little bit of damage fixed. And Sam Lawson, and then a 60 car, Jackson here. Those are the only three cars that have went down pit road so far tonight.
That 60 car might actually have been given a black flag for that because he come out right as the leaders were coming by.
I just realized we're back green flag race. That was a single file restart there. Look at the 21. Don't even have the black car in the picture. Just got a great launch there. We do apologize for that. We're sitting here talking, wasn't even paying attention. I didn't realize we were going back green. They were still single file. That shocked me. But top 4 look like they are all pretty much single file. You can almost throw a blanket over the top 4. Then back here in 5th, you got your pick, Dalton. It's Bradley Strickland here in the 84 car. And then the 2 car of Jason Gravel or whatever. I'm sorry. Whatever your last name is. Sitting right there behind him at P6. Brendan Elvis also P7. Reese Bogue trying to make his way back up through the field. Had an earlier incident when running 2nd, 3rd. He's now back up to 8th. And Guy Barrett, your pick, Chris Carroll 9th with Caleb B. Thompson holding out the last spot on the top 10.
Yeah, that 4 car is moving through the field, man. He, after that caution, you know, he was in the back. He's worked his way all the way back up through there to 8th place. And of course, you know, my pick, Bradley Strickland, just kind of sitting there in 5th place, being quiet. Probably saving a little bit of tire, and along with Brandon Elvis, you know, he's a smart racer as well.
We head back up to the front. Looks like Blaine is almost pacing our race leader out front here. We're going to jump cockpit cam here. We haven't done that all night. Chris Carroll, give us a lap around Langley as he's blinking.
Langley is tough, man. You got to get on the brakes super early. He's down to the apex here. He looks like he's doing a good job and not spinning the tires coming up off. And you know, you're literally just trying to paint that left tire on the yellow line here, and it looks like he's doing a good job there. He looks like he's saving a bit of tire and chilling out to me.
Oh, race leader
Spun
gets
from
turned. Race leader got spun. I think Blaine got into him, but it looked like a big stack up right there with lap cars.
Yeah, 2nd place car's got a ton of damage.
I don't know how you call it. Like, what happened there? How did he clear that much?
The 03 had a problem right in the center, and Sam had to check up for him, and then they got stacked.
Just ultimately stacked too. Like, my goodness. Oh yeah, you're exactly right. Watch Sam in the front, the 91 there, with the 03.
He got loose. He spun the tires there. The 03, you can see the rear end wiggle right before Sam gets to him.
Man, oh man, but look at Nathan though. Talk about damage control. He only went to 5th. Only lost a few spots there. I mean, I know he's still. I don't cuss on here often, but as a driver, you're still pissed when that happens, right, Carol? I mean, you got lap traffic out in front of you. You feel like 2nd place may have just dumped you because you don't know exactly what happened when you look at the windshield. Right? We were riding on board with him. It looked like he got dumped. It felt like he got dumped. But now, granted, they may be in the same Discord chat together, but go from 1st to 5th because you got spun, you're never going to be happy, huh?
Yeah, the good drivers think their way through that tenor. They damage control and try and, you know, keep it to the minimum, and they find a way back up to the front.
So now we have 2 fairly fast dudes have been up front. Now they're mired in traffic a little bit. You got Nathan who's going to be 5th, and then on the inside row right there behind him, the 4 car, Reese Bogue.
I'm interested to see on this restart. You know, a few minutes ago we talked about possibly the 2, you know, the 2 leaders who were leading, you know, possibly counting down the restart. Now you take one of those cars out of there and you put Anthony Raymond up there without one of those cars. I'm interested to see how this restart goes.
Right now but we'll also know if he is counting down because if 5th place just gets a hellacious jump versus everybody else, you're like, whoa, well, he got the countdown that nobody else got, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We
got 2 of our picks, 210 are moving up through the field. We got Barrett and we got Elvis coming up through there too. I mean, Elvis he got stacked up there, but if you look as the race goes on, they're just slowly making their way to the front of this field.
Guy Barrett is currently the biggest mover of the race, up 11 spots. So I mean,
I think Elvis is right there until I think he had to get on the brakes or maybe went and pitted, but he was moving up there also as longer the race ran.
Elvis went down pit road on lap 54. He had only 11-second stops. That tells me just maybe added a little bit of fuel to the car, maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. But he was moving up too. Both of those guys are creeping up there slowly.
All right, lights are off on the Gender News Pace car. You got Blaine Aiken and Aaron Raymond on the front row. Bradley Strickland, Mason Hennell right there behind them on row number 2. And, yellow car. 3rd place basically told Blaine it was time to go. Gave him a shot in the bumper there. As our race
leader stepped on the brakes. I could see it from here.
He blinked out on my screen. I didn't even know he seen.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay,
he was going from my screen there for a minute, and then came back and getting hit. It looked like he's blinking pretty bad. I want to touch on Brian Zimmerman here. The guy's been stuck on the outside every time. Finally got on the inside lane here. Going to see if he can move up with a 28, but he's a veteran here. He knows he's raced along. 140 laps remaining. It's going to get around the 6 car here. Now just get slotted in and try to keep eyes on the 2 in front of him. That's Guy Baird, the teammate in 04 of Caleb B. Thompson out his windshield. And the 6 car of Killian, he's going backwards right now. He's a product of the high side right now.
Well, look at that 21 car, Nathan Lyons, moving up. So, I mean, he was just involved in a caution, lost a few spots from that, and now running back in 3rd place, chasing down that 48 of Mason Hannell.
And Mason, he's somebody we've talked about him, but he's been running about the 5th, 6th place spot. He's up 7 spots. He's also moving and grooving. So the X car is going to be somebody to watch. That's currently holding down P2, but does, like Creech just mentioned, got a hard charge in 21. We got lap traffic coming out in front of the leaders now.
Yeah, it's going to be a theme all night with the lappers coming out here. You know, it's a real small track. Guys got damage, and we've seen it already. That's going to be a storyline for the leaders, having to get through there clean and try not to, get into each other and wreck their cars up front. So, I mean, you got a lot to deal with at a small track like this, Tanner. The 200 laps, 400 corners. You got to not, make a mistake and wreck your car, basically.
I want to go back
Nathan
and show
Lyons
this.
almost spinning it out right there.
Was super, super low here. And just
he stuffed it in there. The X car said, "No, that's my lane. I was there first."
Right.
That's what happened there.
I can't believe the 21 drove it in that deep and made it stick for as long as he did. Honest God, like he drove it in there a few car lengths deeper, ready to go. But now look, Bradley Strickland's right there on the back end of the 21. 21 feels the pressure too. Look at him. He's driving a little bit defensive line. Caution's back out on the speedway.
Yeah, you could see right there before that caution was called. That 21 car, when he spun, he had to burn up his right rear tire. He's super loose coming off the corners.
Well, you can notice when he's up front, he's a lot smoother than he was in traffic there. He's trying to make some moves and pushing that car a little harder than he was up front. That is no doubt.
Alrighty, folks, after watching that caution, we're going to throw it to Southern Shores really quick, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Put the power of Southern Shores Realty to work for you. With over 30 professionals in sales and rental management, Southern Shores Realty and I will get the job done right. I'm Rick Thompson, your Outer Banks real estate expert.
Call 261-2000.
Thank you, Mr. Rick Thompson, for being a loyal supporter of TrueSimProductions. As looks like they are getting ready to go back double file. I had to handle a little bit of race control duties right then. Apologize for going to a quick commercial like that. As we're already 70 laps into this event. And that's, I know we've had some cautions, had some bumps and bruises along the way. As we'll pull up our side ticker here. This will tell us how many cautions we've actually had. That's the 8th caution of the night. So, I'm starting to think they might be able to go the distance on fuel here, Carol. But even with these cautions, do you want to go this way that long with these one set of tires?
Well, we're in the fuel window from here on out. I think you could take, from what Zimmerman said, you could take fuel right now and make it to the end. So, there is a chance. What if it goes green to the end? You could have the only guy out there making it on fuel. Everyone else has got to stop. It's got to be 2 laps that you go down under caution, I would think here. Or under green flag. So,
every bit of it.
It's a viable strategy from here on out. If you can make it on tires, you can make it on fuel, and no one else can. You can win this race from right here.
Nathan Lyons, huge shout out to you, brother, for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate it. And then we have Robert saying let's go Bad Company Racing. I know that's the 54, and then I learned that one. So
That's right. That's also the 36 car.
Yep, 54, 36, and normally Coleman too as well, right?
Yep, Justin Coleman.
Yep. As look at the jump Blaine gets and look at the jump 21 gets. I'm definitely in agreement now, Carol. They're for sure. Either the 21's great at restarts or he's for sure getting a little bit of a heads up on the restarts. As another yellow's out on the track, I think race control is going to start getting rid of some drivers, it looks like. As it don't even tell me who was involved in this wreck. I don't see nobody. Go back here and just click on Chris Clark, just guessing. I don't really know.
Looks like a big check up there.
So there's stuff going on out in front of them.
Yeah, it looks like they're slowing down.
Oh, there you go. Troy Tarbuck was into somebody there. Whether it was his fault or not don't matter right now, but let's see what happens.
Looks like there's a big check.
A big check, yeah. Look how far. Look how much. Oh yeah, 18 car.
18 car of Joey Steenbergen.
That was actually a good job by the 24 there. Yeah, straightened him out, kept it straight.
And he mitigated the damage to his car too. It could have been a lot worse, right? To both cars. It could have been a lot worse on both cars.
That looked like a veteran move to straighten him up there.
He locked that left front up. He locked it up and took care of him right then. Watch that left front completely quit rolling. He takes care of him. And takes care of himself, too. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You can take care of other people, but in the process, it also takes care of yourself.
Absolutely. That's a veteran move. And the 43 was a big winner there. I don't know if you noticed, but he ripped by on the top with no damage, and he was gone.
That's my pick, Carol. Of course I noticed, baby. 43 cars going to the front. Did I notice? No, I really didn't notice, but that is my pick, and I'm going to ride or die with the 43.
That's right, Larry Bell running in the 15th place.
He's
had a good race. He's had a pretty clean race. I mean,
he
one
hates when I do this, but we're going to do it. Larry Bell, sorry to interrupt you, dog. I just know we're about to be out.
No, you're good.
Larry Bell, you're in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So you're my pick, Larry Bell. No fast repair. We're 77 laps into this thing. You made it through that last wreck. Got no damage. Skated by with your teeth. How you liking the car? And what do you think for your chance to get up there to the front and mix and mingle with these boys?
Car's all right. It's a little snug, but it's not too bad. I don't know, because who knows if you can avoid all the mayhem that's happening here, but just try and make laps and see what happens.
Well, I'm rooting for the 43. Like I said, you're my pick, Bell, so don't let me down.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Real quick, if you don't mind, Larry Bell, I want to know, how are tempers going during this race right now? Are you hearing a lot of stuff through the mics?
Tempers seem not too bad. There's been a little bit of back and forth, but it hasn't been too bad.
Gotcha.
Have you cussed anybody out yet tonight?
No.
Oh, good little boy. Good boy. Well, Larry Bell, we'll get you back down to your race thing. Good luck, brother, and have fun.
Thank you. Have a good broadcast, boys.
Absolutely, buddy. Larry Bell. That's an inside joke between us. They don't never talk, right? Single file restart. They are back out. And 21 car
restart for the yellow car there. He was there.
It looked like the 21 was going to have a great restart, but then hit the back of Blaine. He hit the back of Blaine, and it kind of halted his progress moving forward, right? But right here now, the X car is all over 21, bro.
That 21 car of Nathan Lyons is very, very loose on corner exit, especially out of 4.
That's the loosest we've seen him tonight.
I think Dalton hit it. I think he hit the nail on the head. I think whenever he got spun, may have just heated up them tires a little too much, cooked them a little bit, right?
We got 81 laps in these tires at 200 here, and they're starting to slip and slide around. Those things aren't feeling like they were 80 laps ago, I can promise you.
And I know folks will say, wait, there's been 9 cautions. Well, I'm telling you, boys and girls, heat cycles, they kill these tires. They do not like it. They don't want to go out here, get warm on a restart, and then have to cool back down because of yellow, right? That's just as bad as going out there turning laps on them. So, yeah, absolutely. We're seeing it with the eye test, too. These guys are slipping and sliding everywhere now.
That tells you. I mean, if you can save a set here late, you know, if these guys have to take them at halfway and you can save them late, you might be able to drive all the way up through there. Another strategy that could win this race.
I'm noticing the 21 here, too. Watch him in 1 and 2 down here. They're all using the apron a lot, but, of course, he's not going to do it this time. He's going to make me a liar. But he's stepping almost all full tires down there, Carol, on exit out of turn 2 every time. He's just driving off the corner straight, basically.
I got to ask Creech, how much experience do you have running here, and what do you do at this place to save tires and to get that car to the front?
So a lot of the tracks like this, those flatter tracks, like what Tanner said, you want to come off the corner as straight as possible. If you start turning that wheel too much and getting on that throttle, you're gonna end up killing that right rear tire, especially on these longer runs like this. But just be patient. I mean, be smooth with your wheel. Don't jerk left and right on your wheel, and be easy on the throttle on corner exit and come off straight. Then you'll be able to save the tire to stay there at the end.
Caution's
You
out
got
in the speedway. Oh, it was telling
Zimmy
me
looks super
Zimmerman
loose there.
looked like
Wow.
a wheel hop a little bit, something. Maybe getting down in the corner here.
That looked weird.
It did. It looked abnormal almost. Like
A veteran like Zim, that's pretty. Maybe he had a computer problem. That looked unlike a guy I've raced with for the last 3
it
years.
looked like he just got on the brakes, man, and just car started to step out. Just got light on him, man.
Yeah, it looked like he might have
Could be
overcorrected to the right
correction
a little
wheel.
bit.
Oh, he's saving
Oh,
fuel.
yeah.
He's saving fuel. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. He cuts the car off and looks like it didn't slow the car down the way he wanted to. Listen.
Oh wow.
Cuts the car completely off. When he lets off the clutch, it grabs, right? The gear grabs because he's in fourth gear, and it basically it sounded like it locked up the rear tire.
Well, I'll say this too. What an incredible job of keeping it out of the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, spun it out.
4-tire call too. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I mean, spun it out there in turn 3, and to keep it out of the wall on a track like this is pretty incredible. So fantastic job. Props to Zimmerman for being able to keep it out of the wall there.
We talk about it. We've said it numerous times now. It will turn into a drinking game at this point. Mitigate damage, right? Every time we say that, take a shot. But he that could have been a lot worse off, right? He could have went up there and creamed the outside wall. Instead, he just cut his losses, let it loop around, not try to drive out of it, and live to fight another day, like Carol mentioned earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I think not being on the throttle down the backstretch really saved that. As you said, he was cutting the car off to save a little bit of fuel. He wasn't carrying a ton of speed going into 3, but still impressive.
Fuel is really
That's
close
wheel
to Carol
off, so-
because Blaine has completely cut the car off right now as well. His car's not running still. Just fired it back up.
It's interesting that they're saving the fuel because we don't. I mean, we know they can go about 140, so
About
maybe they're planning
140.
on not pitting. Using the whole one set of tires for the end. But I don't know if that's a strategy that will win.
Man. We saw Brian Zimmerman. He's elected to get on pit road. We'll try to get the people that have taken tires. We'll get them out here in just a minute. What it seems like, it looks like Caleb B. Thompson and Brian Zimmerman actually are the only ones that took 4 tires because it looked like they had a 20-second stop on pit road. Everybody else had about between 9 to 11 seconds.
Around 4 car again.
Oh, Reese. I missed that. I was over here looking at the scoring and timing. Oh, no. Larry Bell.
Over aggression. Oh no.
Larry Bell.
Brandon
knocked it off.
Elvis was also involved in that.
Oh, we lost a few picks then, huh?
Sam, a whole bunch of guys there.
This is the restart. Just brought it all the way back. Oh, just pushes up into.
It's coming on 3 and 4 here. They get real racy. Oh, I gotta say, oh my God.
What are we doing? What are we
100 laps to go,
doing?
boys.
Good grief. Brandon Ellis gets killed right here. No fast for either guys. So like this type of damage right here that will affect your car when you get hit like this. Just trying to get checked up for the wreck, and 68 car did not see it.
I think the 68 got shoved in there. I think he actually did check up. I think he was checking up and someone got the
Oh, you're right.
bumper into him.
Yeah.
Sam.
Got into the back of him. Yes, sir.
That's tough in the car though.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially these cars, because when you're right behind somebody, we'll jump on board with Aaron Raymond here. Let's see if we can jump somebody closer to the guy in front of them. Probably not, huh? The back end of these cars are really, really, really tough to see around. And Zimmerman's still cutting the car off.
I think this is gonna help the 68 and Zimmerman. I think they're
I
the
wanna
big
talk to
winners in that
Zimmerman,
deal. They
'cause
got
he's-
through there.
He's pitted. I don't know why he would be saving fuel here. So let's find out. Mr. Brian Zimmerman, you're live in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, buddy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm about to spill your beans, but I'm noticing you're shutting the car off. You pit and everything. Are we close on fuel or something here? What's going on with fuel?
I'm good on fuel, but I would have probably liked a couple more gallons to get some more rotation in this car off. So I'm just saving a little bit. But no, I'm good on fuel. I can make it to the end. Just trying to keep a little weight in the rear.
So you're always my fuel guy when I go up in the broadcast booth, right?
Right.
Our leaders, Blaine, Mason, Bradley, and Nathan, top 4, top 5, they have not pit for fuel. Can they make it to the end, you think, on fuel?
Yes, if we have about 3 more cautions, they probably can.
Oh.
It was we've had enough cautions, we could have made it. Once I had gotten an issue there and went to the back,
Right.
I went ahead and pitted. But if I was a leader, I think that if they get 3 or 4 more cautions, which it's looking like it's been one of those races with a lot of cautions, I think that they may get it. And if they do, then they may not have to come in.
Right on, buddy. We're going back green. Good luck, Zimmy. Sorry to hold you so long. Good luck, buddy.
Oh, we're good, man. We're just doing a little side-by-side racing here.
I love Zimmerman. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, bud.
He does tell me every week, like, dude, like when I'm not live, he's like, if you ever need to bring me up, just bring me up. I don't care. But man, we got he said it. It's getting a little racy out here. And look at the 2 car underneath the X machine right here. And 21 car as Reese has went around again.
Reese has had a tough night out there.
Oh, he looks like he's gonna go mow the grass for Larry Law of Langley. Let's go back and see what happened. A car low right there. Go back all the way, I guess, because
That's 43 is there now.
yeah, car's low. Maybe just trying to get down, or maybe just don't know it.
Oh, Larry Bell got into the back of him there.
I
Yeah,
think
there's
Larry,
a checkup right in front of him too. That was a mess.
I think Larry Bell didn't care though right then, right? After all this, if that's me, I'm not taking care of the guy that just doored me like that because he wants to go 3 wide.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair game too, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not taking care of somebody that doors me like that, Not saying it was on
I do
purpose,
think
but
the orange car was a little. He checked up.
he
in the
did.
center
There was a
too,
little
but
bit
I
of a
don't
stack
think,
up.
I don't think Larry got the memo.
Maybe he did. He just didn't read the memo, right?
That's
Didn't
what
care
I'm
enough to read that. Yeah.
But I mean, Larry, if he races them, it's pretty rare that he does stuff like
does.
that. Yeah, it might have just been the checkup.
As we just spoke with Zimmerman here, he's on 4 tires. He's the furthest up with 4 tires. Currently sitting 12th. So let's get an update on everybody's pick. Who was it you picked? You picked Guy Barrett, Carol, correct?
Yes, sir.
Guy Barrett's currently in a 6th place spot. You picked Strickland, Preach, right?
I did, yeah. Pig Bradley Strickland running in 2nd.
Running P2. So, and I picked Larry Bell, who's back here in 5th. I'll ask everyone, do you want to change your pick?
I'm pretty confident in mine at the moment.
Now that we're 100 laps in, would you change your pick? So Dalton's confident. He's sitting P2. Carol, I mean, you're sitting P6. Would you change your pick?
I mean, it's tough to say. We got 100 laps left, but if I were to pick a guy in the right spot right now, I think the 28 car with new tires and knows he can make it on fuel, he can go hard, and he's looking fast out there. I think he's in the best spot of everyone right now.
As I think we had Mr. Samuel Baumgartner, who was down in the infield care center, was involved in that last little incident. Talk us through what happened out your windshield, buddy. Samuel Baumgartner, you got a copy?
Hello, you got me?
Hello?
Sorry about that. This Discord's been acting up lately. Sorry. Dude, I don't know what's going on out there. I mean, there's so much lack of patience, and I've been trying to just be calm, cool, and collected, but there's people just think it's just a joke out there. I don't understand it.
Lap 103 on the restart here, but I agree. You're seeing all the same wrecks that we typically see, right? Just running over each other.
That's pretty much what I'm seeing out there. I mean, I tried to check up for a couple of them. Sometimes there is nothing you can do. Was a lap down there, and the leader spun behind us, and they blamed it on the lap cars, which didn't make sense to me. So yeah, it's just been a race. We got about 5 minutes of optional damage. We're pretty much out of it at this point. It's typical money race for me.
Man, the 91 car has not had a great one. I do see it's sitting on pit road. He said 5 minutes of damage. Going laps down. Are you going to try to get the 91 back out?
We're probably not going to be able to get out there and make way with anything. It seems like guys are even having trouble getting their lucky dogs just from being involved with incidents. It's crazy with only 14 cars out there, man.
I'm expecting the green flag run here. I'm expecting it now that the field's starting to wean out, right? No fast pressure. You get the damage. We're seeing a lot of cars get damaged tonight. So, we'll just have to wait and see.
Regardless, just want to say thank you for putting this race on. Thanks for letting me come out and race. Thanks for broadcasting it. I just wish people would respect that a little bit more sometimes.
I get it, brother. I get it. Well, we'll get you back down to the race team. Appreciate you coming up and letting us know. And you'll actually, I was gonna say you'll be back out with us Sunday night, but we're off this week for Father's Day, so got a little bit of a break for TSP, huh?
A little bit, which is always good.
Always
doesn't bother me none.
Oh, you're right. Well, thank you for coming out tonight, Sam. Sorry it didn't go your way, buddy.
No, it's all good. Thanks, guys.
So you hear the frustration right there of a driver who wants to come out and feels like he wants to race with respect like that and just gets caught up in the mess. Look at the X machine just getting wicked loose. Your top two, I just want to point out, they don't even have numbers on the side of their car. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Right. They're so fast, they wiped it off.
You could hear the dejection in Sam's voice there. He wanted to race this to the end and doesn't get the chance.
Folks, you see it on your screen right now. TrueSimProductions, we're on the road to 500 subscribers. If we hit that, then that puts us part of the YouTube content creator program. We want that. We're striving for it. Not to make money, but just to have YouTube help us in the algorithm and stuff like that, right? They'll take care of the creators, content creators. So if you could, hit that sub button. It's free. It don't cost you anything. All it does is take a second to go up there and click it, and it means something so small to y'all, it's huge to us. We really appreciate it if you could hit the sub button. And while we're out here chilling, if you could, did you like the video? If you do, if you have a YouTube account, hit the thumbs up button. That helps out more than what anybody would ever know. You see a video that has only 100 views on it, but 30 likes. The like to view ratio is very crucial in that aspect. That's how videos go viral. So if you could, give us a thumbs up. Like I said, it's free. It takes you a second. It may mean nothing to you, but it means the world to us.
Yeah, and if you don't mind me real quick, hey, if this is your first time watching these streams, this is coming from somebody who doesn't have a ton invested into TrueSimProductions. This is just a great group of guys, and it's fantastic racing. So if you enjoy watching sim racing, like Tanner said, definitely hit that subscribe button because you're going to get it right here every week.
Almost every night, too. Now, there's two different commentators. You just heard Sam. He's one of the commentators from TrueSimProductions. Then we have Terry Foster. Then we have myself. So it's a three-man show. We are actually adding 2 people that has not been announced yet. And for the ones I saw on Facebook, and I don't know if you saw it or not, we have a podcast coming out. Not sure what day it's going to be airing it live every week, but yeah, you heard me right. It's going to be live. It's going to be more of a video show than a podcast, but it will be in podcast form if you want to listen to it that way. That's coming very soon. It's going to be called Race Chatter. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be premiering here live on YouTube and over on our Facebook channel and maybe Rumble and Kick. That's also in the process as well.
Yeah, that sounds super cool. I'm excited for that to come out.
Just going to be basically a race recap show of what we've had that week, but we're also going to cover NASCAR stuff. And my favorite thing about it is when we're broadcasting, we might not be 100% professional. We will try to be, though. But on the podcast, it's going to be basically Race Chatter After Dark is what it's actually the name of it, because we're going to be a little bit loose with it, not as buttoned up, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be 3 or 4 dudes weekly just shooting the bull, talking about racing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That's super exciting.
Well, you guys are going off on that. We got a great race for the lead. These 3 guys are going at it, slipping and sliding. One guy makes a move. Other guy counters. The other guy is out there making up ground in 3rd place. And these guys are going at it on old tires. We're starting to see who's good on the long run here, and we're starting to see who can drive through those old tires on this old pavement.
Like Joey Steinbergen, Creeks, he had a problem in 18 machine, had to go down for an unscheduled pit stop.
No, all I was gonna say is, these three cars up front, first, second, and third place, they've been running next to each other the whole race, and racing each other hard, just like this. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
As Yellow's back out for the 4 car. Seems like the 4, I like Reese. So I'm not throwing shade here, but he started out really good. But man, oh man, one day you're the bug, one day you're the windshield, right? And it seems like today is his turn in rotation to be the windshield because he cannot catch a break. See what happened to the 4 car here.
Yeah, just overdrove the corner.
Just overdrove it. Just looped it around, huh? Look, old cockpit cam just to see, but that's the kind of mistakes you don't see out of a competitor like Reese often. But I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I almost wonder if he's got a little bit of damage. That wheel was turned pretty far right. Either he's got damage or his offset's high.
Mama, pit road is packed. Everybody and their mother just came down. New race leader out front, Aaron Raymond, Brian Zimmerman, Samuel Lawson, Caleb B. Thomas, and Guy Barrett. That's your top. Oh, no, Guy Barrett just got pit road. No, he didn't either. No, Guy Barrett did not pit. Guy Barrett's the only car out here that has not pit tonight, by the way. Looks like he may be taking the O2 machine down right here, though. So, Carol, did they kind of had a green flag run right then, right? Is that making them a little nervous that, hey, maybe we can't go the distance?
Yeah, I think so. I think these guys are, I think that long green run maybe changed their fuel mileage from where they were with all the cautions, and they might have had an audible there. And that's what I was saying about Zimmerman earlier. We know he's got enough fuel.
Right.
He's now got the track position, and he's only got a few laps left here to keep that out front. Him and Raymond may be able to make it to the end out front here. And that's experience running in leads.
Yes.
They got one set of tires, and they know the fuel mileage, and there they are up front late in the race.
Well, Anthony Raymond was your pole sitter and ended up getting shuffling back, and then later involved in an accident and was in the back of the pack. But I'm sure it feels good for him to be right there on that front row again. Let's see what he can do.
I love it. I've let you do it a few times. I'm gonna finally tell you. It's Aaron Raymond too, by the way. Aaron Raymond.
Whoa. What have I said? I'm sorry.
Anthony Raymond, but it's all good. I'm just busting
My
your
bad.
shop, so I don't care. It don't bother me at all, right?
I'm sorry, Aaron. That's my fault, buddy. I don't know why I'm saying Anthony.
Another Anthony though, Anthony Rennick. I just realized he took his ball and went home. He may have had issues earlier in the race. He's always pretty fast on these flat tracks. He's somebody I enjoy racing with the 23 car a lot.
Yeah, Anthony Rennick's one of those bad company racing guys with us, and he's a ton of fun to race around. Gets caught in a lot of crap sometimes, and
right.
But when he's good and he's on fire up towards the front,
when he's on.
Yeah, he's a guy to watch out for.
Right.
One guy we're not talking about right now is Brandon Elvis back up to fifth
know.
as well. These guys have all made their way up to the front.
As look at the restart the 68 gets, but also that was good for the 28 because look, 28 was able to get down, no harm, no foul. But now it's really got mixed up. Blaine Aiken been up in the top 3 all race long. He is now in 5th place. Look at the 21 car.
That's dive bombing that 54 car, Brandon Elvis.
I don't think the 21's making friends out here, but I don't know if he cares. Since now he's going to drive it into underneath the 04. I mean, you can make friends, you can make money. It looks like he's going to try to make money because he ain't making friends. Jeez Louise. Caleb B. Thompson, 04 going around.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Caleb there. He just got caught up in some stuff that wasn't his own doing there. Really nowhere to go. He's just trying to pinch him off the corner. And
I hate that we don't have a good actual camera here to work with. We'll try this. Was he really pinching him that hard? I kind of wasn't. He was down there a little bit.
Like the 04 pinched down and they touched doors and the rest is history.
I mean, he has plenty of room right there, but then on here at X, I don't know,
It looked
man.
like he got a little loose.
Yeah, and 21 trying to come
Caleb
up
got a
off
little
the
loose out
track.
of the corner.
I just feel like all that could have been avoided, though. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I think as a racer 6 other nights out of the week, right, Carol? You too. I feel like that could be avoided.
Yeah, I think they both could have given each other a little room there, and everybody lives. And you got a guy like Elvis who's run clean all night, and he's kind of a victim there, you know?
Yeah, a victim of circumstance.
And that 21 car, this whole race has shown that he's got one goal, and that's to win this race.
Yeah.
He doesn't care, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. he doesn't care what he has to do to make another spot, and it's got him in some trouble a couple times, but he is moving up the field.
That
Blaine,
is some serious damage.
yeah,
on that
Blaine
car
has
right
some pretty significant damage to the front of that car. Now that's not going to affect him aero, right? This ain't Talladega or Daytona, but that could
You're
affect.
not going to want to turn that corner.
Right, it's going to affect how that car's handling without a doubt.
Rookie, the governor here, looks like he's got a pretty good, clean car up front. I don't know what his tire situation is, but he's got a chance here. Good for him.
Brian Zimmerman with the blacked out headlights. That's the old Dutchy special. The old Chris Carroll special.
Yeah, we wanted to give something different to Zimmerman there. He likes the Davey Allison scheme, so we spruced that one up a little bit, Tanner.
And then the 68 machine of Aaron Raymond does have some left front damage, but looks like the wheel may be protected in that. Looks like it may have just been the right front entirely. May have had a little bit of suspension damage, but ultimately it can't be hurting the car too bad because he's out front right now, huh?
Yeah, he's looking pretty stout out there, too. He's looking pretty smooth. He's staying on the bottom. He looks to me like he's got a little bit better exit than Zimmerman, whether Zimmerman's saving or whether Zimmerman's pushing off the corner. I'm not sure what, but Zimmerman looks clean, so maybe he's just saving tires. We'll find out here at the end.
Yeah, the restarts that Aaron Raymond's getting are beautiful. I mean, being able to pull out a car and a half to 2 car lengths on that restart, and it's given Zimmerman the ability to come down, as you said, on that last restart. And it's just good racing up front.
Zimmerman got a good start that time.
And I apologize for being asleep at the wheel. I got a text message that I had to attend to really quick. As look like Blaine. That damage ain't hurting Blaine too much there. Able to get by Zimmerman. Look at the Hornet's Nest back here with Brandon Elvis and Mason Hannell, Bradley Strickland. Cars just everywhere. Guy Barrett.
Ooh, good decision by Guy there.
He backed out of that. As more trouble for the 21 can. All right, Carol. You know.
The 21 car was coming in the road, and Brandon Elvis had to check up hard.
It was just the same common denominator, lap after lap after lap. Did he have a black flag here? Is that my wonder?
I'm not sure what happened here.
I know you can get an unsafe pit exit here by clipping the cone, right? He's done that a few times and hadn't got it. And now he's not even down there. Oh. I was just taking his ball and going home, and sadly, Elvis didn't know that.
What's going on there?
Carol.
Wow. The comms are saying Brandon Elvis got spun down pit road there, and I don't know if he's got a black flag, but I don't know what all happened there. I don't know why Nathan was going to pit road. I didn't hear anything on the radio. He must have clipped.
Whoa. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know, Carol. That one's a weird one. A very weird one. But these cautions here, I mean, are they helping or hurting Aaron Raymond here? We watched Blaine. He was able to get by Zimmerman because Blaine was on the bottom. Now Blaine's going to be on the high side, though. We're going to see if maybe Zimmerman and the 28 and then the 68 of Aaron Raymond, if maybe they might be able to work together here. I know they are in the same Discord channel. So we'll see if maybe they're able to work together.
Being that the guy on the outside here, Aiken, has some new tires, it would probably benefit both of those guys to work together a little bit here to use up those tires. Whether that happens or not, we don't know. I mean, guys have different racing IQs out there, and they do different stuff. But, I mean, if I was Aaron Raymond, I would want to keep that guy off me, I'll tell you that much. But
right.
We'll see what happens here.
And also, I mean, this might be a single-file restart, too, by the way. Did they complete a lap?
That I'm not sure of.
It was close, I know, but I don't think they actually outright completed a full lap.
I'm not sure they did. I believe this is going to be a single file.
So
we've got about 50 laps to go here. I think those cautions are helping Aaron, to be honest. It's putting cycles on those new tires that are coming, and it's making the field a little different behind him every time, so he just has to focus on getting the restart. And I think if there's a couple more cautions, he's in control here.
Well, and two, Aaron's used to running up front, and he's got a bunch of guys behind him who haven't raced with each other so far this race. Kind of goes back to the learning each other and throwing jabs. He doesn't really have to deal with that right now.
It's definitely, I mean, you're right at about 55 laps to go, $50 on the line, thanks to Mr. All Time Gaming and FiveKings Motorsports for putting the money up. $50 on the line. It's elbows out time now. I mean, it's been go time, it seems like, the entire race, but it's really go time now. Look at Brian Zimmerman to the inside of Blaine. But look at the drive off Blaine can get on exit. That's those 4 Mr. Feelgoods you're talking about, Chris Carroll.
Yeah, Zimmerman isn't taking it there.
Zimmerman's got to fight it. Zimmerman's got to fight it, and he did it. Mission complete. Now he has to protect that bottom. Don't let the black car get down there.
It looks to me like he's pushed the button to go here. He took tires a little earlier than those guys. I think he's been saving them till now because that car looks out of shape, but it looks fast.
He's using every bit of it he can right now. He's driving the wheels off the thing. Blaine is too, but look at the governor back here holding tough in P4. Has not been up here for a huge portion of the night, but now that he's gotten up there, he's mixing and mingling with some of the fastest guys of the race so far. Got Bradley Strickland to his inside here in the 84. 84 is trying to drive it off in there. Whoa, a little bit of contact. Going to send the governor up.
Pick. He's ripping up through there on some new tires too.
And here comes your pick, Guy Barrett. Guy Barrett pit on lap 128. So he's got some fresh rubber.
Tires are coming.
That 25 car definitely got the short end of the stick there. Getting in with Bradley. Moving back hard.
He lost 2 spots originally, but the damage is still going on right here, right? Look, yeah, far back.
He's down 4 spots right now.
Make it 5 because Larry Bell, it's go time now, right? See if Brandon Elvis fills in the hole.
Looks like Zimmerman has lost a few spots there, Tanner. He's sliding back.
So the fresh tires have gotten around him now here. Once one of the fresh tires got underneath him, he pretty much they'll lead the train by him, right? And that's what we saw basically right there. But now Blaine, he has to get up there to the race leader. 68, Aaron Raymond.
68 is looking really smooth out front there, too.
I want to jump on board.
Really
Let's do a little bit of comparison here. Oh, never mind. Caution's back out. Killian McMahon. As Blaine shut off his car still. I think what Zimmy said earlier was trying to keep a little bit of fuel in the car, right? Make it rotate. That's not like what Blaine was doing here. Let's see what happened to the 6 car.
Whoa, got the apron there.
Got on the apron.
Once it hits that hard.
Yeah, he even admitted over comms. I'm listening on the communications going on between the drivers, and he even just said, just drove it in incredibly too hard and ended up getting loose.
Did he clip the cone? I think he kept it off the cone, so that's not going to be a penalty or anything. Trying to save it.
That slow motion shot, Tanner, is so cool, man.
Trying to save it, but just appreciate that, man. But yeah, just can't ever actually get it saved.
Once you get on the apron there, you've got one tire on the banking, you got the other tire on the flat, and it de-wedges the car completely. So you've got to oversteer it, and you don't want to oversteer to hit the wall. So that's a really tough save right there. Once that car starts rotating real hard, you can't be really aggressive with it because you know it's going to shoot up the track. So I think he did the right thing there, just spinning it out and staying down low, and he's still in the race.
It's crazy because we've seen guys like the 21 and, well, heck, a lot of guys tonight. They do go down and use an apron, but you're noticing they're doing it in 1 and 2. You're not seeing a whole lot of apron down in 3 and 4, right? You might see it on the entry, but when it's time to pick up that loud pedal, get on the throttle, they're usually off the apron by then. So I mean, the track looks to be the same, but it's not on both ends of the track. Both corners are very, very different in how they race and how they feel.
Well, and this track changes a lot, like you were just saying, changes a lot throughout the run. Early in the run, you can run down on that apron coming out of 4 in an effort to keep that car straight and save those tires. But the more and more rubber gets on the track, the faster line's going to be there off of that apron.
To add what you're saying there, Creech, too, the car is much tighter off of 2 than it is off of 4. There's a little more space to run it out to the wall there, and there's kind of a weird dog leg off of 2. So guys are using the apron to turn the car, where in 3 and 4, they can kind of let it ride out to the wall. And be smoother with the throttle and be smoother with the wheel. Where off of 2, man, that wall comes up a lot quicker than 4. So I think that's what you're seeing is guys are getting a little tight. They're trying to do it in 3 and 4, and around they go.
It's funny you said the dog leg on the backstretch. Scotty Stevens, he's a FiveKings Motorsports teammate. He watches a lot of these races. Langley is his home track. We had an argument one night. He said the backstretch was completely straight. I was like, dude, it's not. There's like a kink or something in the backstretch. It's not straight.
Think off of 2. If
Right.
you look at it pretty above you.
Right. And it's like you can feel that in the car too, right? It's like it just gets a little narrower right there for a moment. And it don't feel completely straight. That's funny you said that. We were arguing at night about that.
Backstretch, but it's a sharper corner off of 2 for sure.
It don't feel like you just drive straight down the backstretch. As green flag back out. Whoa, Blaine.
Wow.
Oh, a crazy move.
And going to get into the back of him too. We're going to see.
Beating and banging for first place.
Yes. As I'm basically just a spectator right here trying to figure out what happens. As
that move is not going to make Aaron happy though.
That would not make anybody happy. Was it the wrong thing to do? You be the guest. You be the judge of that one, right? But right now he's battling for the race lead here. $50 on the line. 40 laps to go. But now Aaron Raymond, I think he's just going to start falling back. But look at Bradley Strickland. He's not going to let the black car of Blaine get away here. I do not think.
If I was the car in 3rd there, I would have made the exact same move that he made on Aaron there. I mean, once you open that door, it's open, man. If
you gotta go.
Race like that, I'd have done the same thing there. But I mean, that's racing. He moved him clean, and he got around him.
Right,
But
you can't fault him for it, right? But now you put the restart in the mix with that, right? The way he jumped down, but he did it cleanly. Didn't get no damage doing it, right? Jumped down, got to the low line.
That 68's going to be probably behind him on the next restart. So
right.
Then we're really going to see what happens.
I tell people when I've had to put a few drivers on probation, and my line to them always is, when we race short tracks, make friends, don't make enemies, because you will race around them again. You'll be near them at some point on these short tracks. As caution's out.
And especially, we're in the 4th quarter of this race, right? And that's always when you want to push. You always want to push the hardest in the 4th quarter. And of course, I'm a football coach, so I got to put the football analogy in there. That 4th quarter, man, you don't want to give up. You're going to make your moves here. This is when we're going to start seeing a lot of that exciting racing happen.
Right. Everything lead up to this point is just fluff, right? Like, it's just a journey to get there. It's go time now. Now
let me ask you this. Creech, we've raced together a lot, right? We've raced pretty hard.
Yeah.
Real clean. 25 to go. I'm behind you. I move you for the lead. You are behind me on a restart. What do you do?
I give you a little bit of a bumper. I mean, at the same, I said this earlier with Blaine Aiken, and the 21 car, Nathan Lyons. They're in this race for one thing. They're in it to win, and that's why we do this. We do this to win races. And if I can put myself in a situation to beat you, I'm gonna do it. And try to do it cleanly.
Right. I mean, we saw Blaine do that, right? But now you get nailed in the head.
He's on the other foot now. Here, let's see what happens.
Now, Aaron's not on defense. He's on offense now, right? If I'm
there's
Blaine,
3 guys on offense right there now.
If I'm Blaine, I try to get going here. You better get going off this restart. Don't give him a chance to be there off turn 2, right? Or going in turn 1.
The 84 gets a good restart. He saw what Blaine did on
it
that
opens
restart.
the door.
He may do the exact same
thing. It opens the door.
He saw that move. He saw it happen. It's right there for the take and 30 to go here.
If I'm racing up there and I see Creech move you, and I'm 3rd place right here, right? I'm just battling with you. I see Creech move you. That opens the door for me to move Creech now, right? And that's just the way it works. It's just the way it works, right? He didn't move me, but he showed me right there. Well, I don't care to do it. If I do it to somebody else, well, then I don't care to do it to you, right? It's just racing. That's the way it is. It's short track racing. That's why we love these little bull rings that are one groove, because a lot of times that's how you got to pack. I think
there's a higher IQ move there too, Tanner. Did you do that too early?
Right.
If you did that with 2 to go, it's a beautiful move. You win the race. You don't got to worry about that 68 being there. 30 to go, that 68's right there.
It's 4th quarter.
Probably a little angry.
It's 4th quarter, like Creech said, but we're still 6 minutes to go in the 4th, right? We're not buzzer beater time yet. So it could have been way too early.
You got to pick and choose when you make that move.
Well, and two, so and I'll say this: I was listening to the comms for the drivers. Blaine Aiken is actually on the same set of tires that he started the race out with.
It,
He has not changed tires. Hasn't. When he pitted, he took a little bit of fuel and then came back out.
you know,
That
now
could
that you
be
say
very
that,
interesting.
now that you say that, I say he absolutely is telling the truth because he only had a 6-second stop, as he had a great launch there. But that's going to allow the 84 car. The 84 car looks to be at least on 2 tires, but look at the run Blaine gets on the exit with those old tires. Now Aaron Raymond has cautioned back out. This may be a caution-filled race to the end here, boys, like it hadn't been already, but cautions breed cautions, especially when there's a little bit of money on the line. Let's see what happened here to Caleb. Got in there a little hot, but got it woed up there. Oh, car high, guy back. Innocent bystander, it looks like.
Just tried to come up the track and almost just clear himself.
I think they both kind of like went down and went up. Guy bobbles a little bit down, but Caleb goes up. Just a tough break for both drivers. Got 2 cars going for the same bit of real estate on a little track.
Yeah, I mean, if you're high there, you can only go so high.
You got a wall right there, right?
Yeah.
You got a wall to your outside. You don't want to, you got a limit to how high you can go.
I mean, you could lift, but then you're losing 15 spots. You got to trust that the guy knows you're up
I'm not going to cut my nose off to save yours, right? At that point.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you're the car high there.
Folks, we're going to throw it over to our final commercial break of the night. We will be back momentarily.
With the whole shot. Burrows gets wadded up right there. We got a nasty one. 3 laps here. We're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
Alrighty, folks. Sorry we had to cut the commercial break a little short. We are back. Green flag racing. It's look 3 wide, almost for second place. Looked like the X machine backed out of it a little bit. I know Aaron Raymond's hungry. He wants to get back up there, but he needs the time and the laps to do it here. Got slotted back in P2, but look at the X machine. He's been a contender all night once he got up to the front, and now he's trying to get back up there to the 68 machine. But 68 machine looks like he might be seeing red, trying to get back up there to that race lead.
He's running that thing as absolutely hard as he can. I mean, all these guys are at this point. 23 to go. There's no saving. It's buckle down, down on your mouthpiece, and get after that race car.
I just find it hard to believe that Blaine did not take tires at all tonight and able to pull away the way he is. And I mean, you can't say he saved tires all night because he's been up here battling for the lead all night long, right? But he is having to work that wheel. He's working the wheel tonight.
Yeah, I think Creechwell knows as well as we do. The tire cycles do funny things to those tires, and sometimes the tire advantage is gone, you know?
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. You know, Tanner kind of hit on it earlier, is the warming up on a 4 or 5 lap run and then 4 or 5 laps of caution, cools them back down. It definitely makes the car feel a little wonky. I feel like we're seeing that now with Zimmerman. He's probably got the freshest tires out of everybody. Bradley Strickland giving the bumper to that X machine of Mason Hannell.
Hey, it was a little bit of a nudge saying, "Homie, I'm here. I'm here." So
he's been patient all
he
night.
has
too,
been.
with the go
He has
time.
been.
He's like, "Get out of my way, boys. We're going to the front."
But look, it kind of hurt him because he took care of the X, right? He did give him a little nudge, but you can tell he got off of him instantly. So now he has to make that ground right back up. But the X machine has got back up here to the 68. It looks like it may be a battle for second here, boys, because Blaine is just completely checked out right now. 18 laps to go, 17th strike.
Aaron's loose up off the corner. Oh, he's there.
Oh,
Is he there?
that's dangerous. He's there, but I don't know if he was home. I don't know if he actually was there. That was dangerous. It worked. No harm, no foul. But now look, the 84 is going to try to fill the slot as well. Bradley Strickland goes all the way down there. We saw drivers spin off 4 down there many times tonight.
Bradley Strickland dirt tracking it, giving a little door to the 68 of Aaron Raymond.
I was praying you called him Anthony right then just for the laughs, but you didn't.
No.
You let me down.
To be honest with you, I almost did, but I have the names now pulled up on my screen.
I got you.
So
it would have been awesome.
Doing it again.
I would have just busted out laughing then, bro.
These guys going at it's allowing Zimmerman and Gravel to come up behind him too. These guys are racing real hard, using up their stuff, and here comes that 28 late in the race.
The second these guys get to battling, they're like a half a second slower. Whoa, look at this move here. 84 has been patient all night. The patience has wore thin here, and the X is not really giving him a whole lot of room. This cannot work, boys. That's not going to work. And Aaron Raymond's a bystander, an innocent bystander. So is Zimmerman. Got into the outside wall too. But you cannot expect to race like that lap after lap and think you're going to make it to the checkered flag. It's just not going to happen. On both jobs.
$50 looks like it's going to change their lives, Tanner Marr.
Yeah, Daytona 500 out here, baby. All right, we're going back a few laps here because, I mean, it lasted for a few laps. That was escalating, right? It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
That happened over the course of 4 or 5 corners where they were just getting into each other. Right there's kind of where it started. That 84 car just getting in Mason Hannell there.
84 was there getting into the corner.
Yeah, 84 is.
The X didn't want to.
Kind of pinched him down going into 3.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, that's just 2 guys fighting for the same
spot.
Look
at that right there. Look at that. That's some racing.
That move there by Mason Hannell is a little questionable. Coming down the track on the straightaway like that.
Just being defensive, just defending it with everything you got there.
Yeah. And I don't ever want to call a guy out for racing dirty, but that move there is definitely something a little
questionable. I don't want it happening to me.
I don't know.
I don't know how I react if it happens to me, right? I'm sure Carol can tell you how I react. He's heard me lose my head a few times, right? It happens.
Well, first of all, there'd be some profanity.
There'd probably be.
Then I'd try and calm him down.
Yeah. Well, Brad. Yeah, I mean, he definitely ran Bradley down the front stretch. That's tough. That's a tough move.
2 guys going at it. Those guys are fighting for 1 inch of real estate.
They wasn't taking care of each other. That's for sure. They were definitely not taking care of. But how can you? How can you? Right, under 15 to go. You see that leader getting smaller and smaller out your windshield too, right? If you're following that guy in second place, I mean, Dylan ain't gonna follow them, right? he's gonna try to go. So I mean, he's trying to go there, and Mason was trying to go as well.
It's pretty lucky that we're on the sim here. There may be some fistfights in the pits.
I mean, I could see some black eyes happening because of that.
Yeah.
They were beating on each other worse than I beat you at golf. Okay. I mean,
I can't remember the last time you beat me at golf. So I don't
we
know
ain't played in a long time. That's why. I need to actually, while we're sitting talking about, I need to finish my round. I got 1 round left. I may have missed it. Was today the cutoff date?
I don't think so. I think you got another day.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not going to beat you today with that negative 21, but won't be no plus 60, Mr. Alex T. Harris, that's for sure. But back here to the race, buddies. 7 laps ago, that was brutal, wasn't it, Carol? Holy cow.
That was a bit of a low blow.
Oh, gosh, man.
If I was Alex, he'd be getting a text.
7 laps to go. Bradley's running over Zimmerman now. Holy cow. He's still hitting him. Good grief. As Blaine gets a great launch off, see if Aaron Raymond can fill the gap. He can. But look at the drive off that Blaine can get, and that's going to allow the X now to get underneath the 68. Look at the 68 may have drove it off in there really deep. Once again, we're seeing the battle for P2. The battle for P2. They're beating and banging, leaning on each other here.
Zimmerman's licking his chops.
Yes, he's just saying, boys, whatever y'all do, just split the Red Sea and let me go through it.
You see that X machine of Mason Handel. You see he's wearing white gloves. You can see those hands moving in that car.
Zimmerman got a little help from Bradley right there. It's just...
Aaron's getting used up.
Whoa!
Oh, my God.
As I believe the 28, the 68, and the 54, their nights are maybe done after that one, because that was a pretty hard lick. But Aaron was definitely getting used up pretty hardcore
Aaron got
here.
turned there. I don't know what turned him, but he got turned into Zimmerman. He didn't like.
Zimmy kind of doors him right there a little bit, right? Got into it right there. Aaron's like, man, I'm getting hit by everybody out here. Feel like you that one night, Carol. But right here, nope. I mean, good right there. But then he does get a little loose there. But 84 car.
84 turned him.
Gets into the
helped him around.
Yeah, helped him go. Helped him finish it out. But
I feel bad for Tarbuck and Elvis there.
I think the contact between the 28 and the 68 happened before the 84 got into the back of them.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of a result of that contact.
Right on board with Brandon Elvis here, man. Can't catch a break. Got it slipped. Nope.
Almost got through there.
He had it.
He got clipped in the right rear and sent him to the outside wall.
Got just a little bit of a nudge on the right rear, and around she went.
He's had a tough night tonight. He's been in a few of them out there.
Yeah, that's kind of a product of just running, like, and I don't mean this as a knock towards Brandon, because one situation can put you in the back, but once you're back there, it's
hard to get out of it.
Yeah,
get out of the hole.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, you're stuck in a hole, and then you got to deal with all the cars spinning out in front of you. And he, I mean, really, truly, he did do an incredible job of trying to avoid that, and he just got clipped in that right rear bumper and sent him to the outside wall.
Looking at it from Bradley Strickland's point of view here, you can tell he obviously hits him right there, but
yeah, it was already in motion for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron was loose up top, and they're racing hard.
Well, that puts Bradley Strickland up to third place, and your pick, Guy Barrett, up to fourth.
Guy Barrett's having a sneaky good night here, ain't he? We watched him do a little incident earlier.
I watched him race at home, and this is the same track.
We just saw him 20 laps going two wheels, doing an endo off the wall, basically. Remember when he got squeezed up into the outside wall? So, I mean, like, I don't know how he's bounced back. I guess it's missing that last wreck. That last one was a fairly big one, right?
Remember me at the beginning of the race, Tanner? I said this is their home track, Guy Barrett, and we were trying to figure out who we're going to pull up, Guy or Tarbuck.
Yeah.
And they're both in the top 6 here. They've raced this track a million times at home. Troy's not looking too good there.
Neither one of them are, honestly.
Taking a few shots, but
they're still top 6, right? I don't know if there may be a straight car out here. Bradley's got a little bit. Mason's got a little bit on both sides. Look, you can see both Mason's tires. That tells me he probably has a toe in, toe out problem here.
One of the keys to the race: keep your car clean, sir.
Look, your top 6 all have damage. I mean, it shows when I pull this side ticker up here. We're 20 cautions deep, boys and girls. Holy cow! Wow.
I think we're only 5 or 6 cars deep for the end of the race here.
Yeah, 6 cars left.
All right, green flag is out.
That 84 is probably going to get pretty aggressive here.
2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks up in the air. Going to be white flag this next time by. Out of turn number 4. It's going to be 1 more lap remaining in the Langley Shootout 200. As if he can go down here and just complete 2 solid corners, he should be good. Don't think the 84 can get there. Down the backstretch for the final time here tonight.
84's got a bit of a run there.
But just not enough. Could not get there. Going to be Blaine Aiken in the black Intimidator machine. Taking home 50 bones, $50 brought to you from Mr. All Time Gaming and FiveKings Motorsports. $50 though to the race winner. As pretty impressive night. Led a lot of laps too. Shout out to Bradley Strickland. Had him a good night running P2. And Mason Handel P3, but Guy Barrett's the first Crooked Line guy, right home 4th, and Troy Tarbuck 5th.
Yeah, that was, I mean, definitely a caution-filled race, but the racing, when we could get a long green flag, it was fantastic.
It was really
driving
good.
by these guys.
Really good, clean racing for the most part up near the front, right? When I say clean racing, it was hard, elbows out. Well, 20 caution, there wasn't a whole lot of clean racing throughout the field, probably, but it still was a good race. Carol, since we're not gonna be able to interview none of these guys because they're not in the Discord, give us your final thoughts before we close up shop here tonight. We'll pull up our race results for the fans at home.
Well, I'm not going to do the PG version. I saw a lot of dirty racing out there. A lot of guys being super aggressive. I mean, I hate it for you, being that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this, and you're trying to put on a good show. But I saw a lot of guys racing super hard, not giving too much room, and once we did get green, man, we got to see some really good racing. Guys touching doors pretty controlled, and we got to see some good racing when it was good. But I'd like to see the guys respect the guys that are putting on the show a little bit more than we saw.
It comes with it, right? I wish so too, but it didn't scare me away. We may be back next Friday, right? You never know, here on TrueSimProductions. What about you, Creech? Came up here for the first time ever calling the race with us here on TSP. What's your thoughts of the race before we close down the shop?
Yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, thank you guys for letting me come up here, man. I've had a ton of fun tonight, and would love to do it again. Yeah, as far as the racing goes, I'm on the same boat as Chris. I felt like there was a lot of dirty driving. There was all give, no take. But a lot of times, you put money on the line, and that's what people
right.
That's what people focus on. They're focused on the $50 prize at the end of the race. And
we know what we sign up for when we promote this, right? We know.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys, a lot of these guys jumping in here know what they're getting into, because there's going to be drivers who, they don't care, and they're going to send their car in to get $50. But with that being said, congratulations to Blaine for his win tonight. Ran a fantastic race. I can't believe he did this on the same set of tires. That just blows my mind.
That's a little crazy to me. A little crazy. I can't believe it. Heck of a drive by that driver, though. Heck of a drive. Well, we got your logo showing right now, Mr. All Time Gaming. Let's shout out, I know, YouTube, and what was the other one? Facebook?
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube and Facebook. If you search Mr. All Time Gaming, you'll see that logo. And click on that. If you're on YouTube, definitely hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that. And if you're on Facebook, give me a like on my Facebook page, because I definitely every little bit helps, and I'm trying to grow the channel.
Absolutely, every little bit helps. Well, thank you, Dalton, for coming on board. And folks, also with that, just a little sidebar on that. He said he does iRacing, so that you saw what it looks like basically from the broadcast POV tonight, right? You watch on Dalton's stream here on Mr. All Time Gaming, you actually get to see raw, uncut, inside the car. You can probably hear the communication going on with teammates, stuff like that. So really cool point of view when you get to see it from the bird's eye view, basically. You're looking at the driver's eyes. So check that out, Mr. All Time Gaming, on Facebook and over on YouTube. Also, hit that sub button on the road to 500. Hit the thumbs up button. Want to thank y'all for tuning in. Mr. Blaine Aiken taking home $50 here tonight. Bradley Strickland, Mason Hanel is your top 3. But folks, we're going to close it down for tonight. Thank you, Dalton. Thank you, Carol, for coming on board with us. And until next time, we'll see you.